the NFC or other regional action. Check local listings for the games in your area only on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
I went back and forth on the Giants-Cowboys. I said all week I think it's going to be really close. I'm going to take the Giants to win 24-23. And I really do think the difference is that often criticized Jason Garrett, the former Cowboy coach, comes over to the Giants, doesn't get a preseason. Joe Judge, he learns Joe Judge. And I think if you look at Daniel Jones over the course of the season now, what Jason Garrett's done with Colt McCoy and Daniel Jones, they've both gotten better. And I think it's a credit. Daniel Jones was a kind of a turnover-plagued mess to start the year, but again, these new coaching staffs, these young quarterbacks, we just got to realize September, October, you were just making stuff up. You just didn't have the resources or the time together. So there you go. Joy Taylor with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
Well, there's not a whole lot going on in L.A. right now. Stay home. But at least today we get a lot of college football, and the first one is Notre Dame, a huge underdog to Alabama.
Yeah.
Yahoo Sports surveyed 10 coaches and scouts that have either studied or faced these teams this year, and they're not expecting it to be pretty. One veteran assistant said Alabama is going to kill them. Another said they don't think Notre Dame will get obliterated, but believes the score will be something like 42-21, which is
kind of obliterated.
Still close to obliteration. Fox Bet has Alabama favored by 19.
Let me give you Notre Dame. One thing Notre Dame has. They have faced Clemson twice. Clemson and Alabama have the same physical similarities, NFL bodies. So Alabama is not going to be shocked at the physicality of Alabama. Alabama's got an NFL quarterback, so's Clemson. Alabama's got NFL running back, so does Clemson. They both have NFL defensive front sevens. So I do think Notre Dame's like, fellas, we've played Alabama twice. We know what it's like. It's really difficult. But I think a few years ago, Notre Dame played Alabama and hadn't played anybody close to them and got behind like the Manti Te'o team like 35-0 or something. That won't shock them. Now, what will shock them is how good Alabama's wide receivers are, and I don't think anybody in college football can cover all of them.
Well, I think everyone's apprehension is how they looked against Clemson last time.
Right.
So, if you're losing 34-10 to Clemson with Trevor Lawrence, as we all know what happened without Trevor Lawrence, that's really the concern.
But Clemson had lost to Notre Dame. It was hard to get the Notre Dame players up to play Clemson again. Clemson players had a lot more,
I don't have, even though I still think that both of these games are going to be a blowout, I'm going to lean more towards the Clemson-Ohio State isn't as much of a blowout. I don't know what Notre Dame has for this team. I mean, they're just so dominant. I'm with you. They do have the experience of playing Clemson twice, and Clemson is obviously 1A to Alabama.
Yeah.
But who knows? Like, to Joel Klatt's point, nobody's giving them a chance. Right. So it could be one of those miracle games. That's what college football is great for, is awesome stories. So we'll see. Either way, all of us are going to be watching.
Yeah.
So like most people in 2020, Cam Newton had a difficult year, from getting released by Carolina and struggling on the field with New England, missing his family throughout the season. He had to overcome a lot, and he reflected on what he's been through and how he has grown in 2020.
I've learned to be optimistic, especially throughout these trials and tribulations. I don't want to see no part of 2020, but it made me a better person. That I do believe, and that's something. Being a part of this franchise is something that you just don't wash away. That stench, that aura of being a patriot, it's something that's in you.
He said the hardest thing was being away from his kids. He also struggled with free agency, adjusting to the Boston media, filling Tom Brady's shoes, with COVID.
Oh, it's been brutal.
The team having a bad year. He said it's all taught him to be patient and resilient.
I think that's great because he's got nothing to work with. He's replacing a GOAT. The division's significantly better than anything Tom faced. Let's be honest. This is the best Buffalo and Miami have been concurrently in 20 years.
Yes.
So nothing has gone his way, and Edelman got hurt. So the only dependable
8 opt-outs.
So that nobody, including Brady wouldn't have won with this team.
That's why Brady left.
Well, he would have lost to Buffalo twice. He would have lost to Miami. I mean, this is bad. Cam drives me nuts, but this year, I got his back. He's been good. Been a good teammate.
I think that to Albert Breer's point earlier, the fact that he came in, so many people had questions about Cam, if he was even going to be able to get on the field. Was he going to beat out Jarrett Stidham? Did he have anything left in him at all? And then to adjust to being a New England Patriot, which is, to his point, a completely different world than maybe anywhere else in the NFL, maybe anywhere else in sports. It's a very intense place for someone that most people consider to be very loose and selfish and not a team guy. Like, I think that this whole year has really kind of changed how people think about Cam as a person, which really never should have been in question in the first place. But this is just one of those years. I don't know that he's going to end up in New England. I don't really see that happening, but I think he's going to end up signing somewhere as a really legitimate backup. I'm with you. He's a little bit too much of a star to be a backup quarterback, but I think that the way that things have gone this year on the field, it's a place that will work for him. And this year and a little bit of last year as well with the Saints have shown what kind of value having a backup quarterback with a lot of starting experience can have for a team that's a contender.
I mean, imagine if the Rams had to win this weekend to get in. It'd be over. I mean, seriously, Jared Goff, who never got hurt college or pro, broken hand. I mean, it may only be 1 week, but, I mean, what if Baker wasn't playing this week and they didn't have – you've got to have a backup quarterback.
You have to. So Sam Darnold could possibly be playing his last game with the Jets on Sunday, but he's hoping he can stay with the team and continue developing as a quarterback.
Yeah, I absolutely believe my best days are ahead. I know we all like to think of hypotheticals and what ifs, but I'm a Jet right now, and I love being here. I love the guys in the locker room, and I love going to work every single day here.
I mean, I don't know what else he's going to say. It's not like he can get up there and be like, this year has been a disaster, our coach is a disaster, and I can't wait to get out of here.
Yeah, pretty good December. I mean, what if they win this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Jets fans really love that, but I think this is all over. It
feels like it.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in that. This was not a good situation, especially the last year. Gase is not going to get another head coaching job.
If New England offered the Niners a second-round pick, and they could take that money off their space, because Garoppolo's got injuries, right? If New England came to you and said, we'll give you a second-round pick for Garoppolo, which is probably what he garners, and I get Sam Darnold and Garoppolo's contract off the books, a California kid who Lynch liked out of college, I think you'd have to consider it. Sam is very much a play-action quarterback. He's not your traditional sit back in a 3rd and 8. I think you give him Kittle and Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and that running game. I think you'd have to strongly consider it if you were San Francisco.
I think it's probably the best move. I don't know if San Francisco is going to do it, but with Jimmy